it's a shoot, we're making videos. It's a fun thing to do. It's creative. It's a nice day. Just have fun,
In this first episode, I'm talking to Sander Jansen, a good friend of mine and also a very good commercial film director.
Well, film director is okay.
We'll briefly talk about his journey, how he became a film director, but also we're breaking down 2 of his most recent projects. So there's a lot of ground to cover, so let's get going. Where did you start with directing? Was it something you knew you wanted to do at age 5? This is like a question I completely copied from Teen Deacons, but it's like, did you know at age 5 you wanted to become a film director, or how did that go?
No, not yet. Career-wise, I started as a filmmaker, so camera and editing, and I started just doing small projects like music videos, corporate videos, a video for the local bakery, So that's how it started, and I bought a 5D Mark II. So
also the classic.
Exactly, and around that time, I think around 2012, 11, Philip Bloom had a channel on Vimeo and there was this Vimeo staff picks who was like really trending for filmmakers, and so he showed how to make a short film with a 5D. And I thought, okay, this is awesome. So I started marketing. So I didn't do any film school. I studied marketing, and we had to make our own videos, like a short promo or interviews or anything, really small things. And then I started to work with Final Cut Pro 7 and like the XD-Cam cameras with the zoom, like the journalist camera. Yep. And that was really ugly. So that's why I bought the 5D Mark II. And then I started filming. Yeah, I just worked my ass way up by consistent, dedicated hard work. So... yeah, I didn't become director in one day, but I think now I'm doing this. Yeah, I dropped the camera, I think, around 2017.
Yeah, and so that's when you completely switched over to directing. Right?
Yeah, because I got bigger projects with. So I dropped the editing and I only film and direct.
You recently went freelance, right?
Yeah.
Big step in your career.
Yeah, definitely.
I can remember our talk about it. Over dinner, and we were just.
Yeah, bro, I was fucking scared. I bought a house, I have a girlfriend, so and now I'm like it felt like throwing a career away, but it was, it's going in the other way, so that's really cool. Yeah. But of course, it's always, it's a different way of, you're still doing the same job and work, but it's a different way of living.
Yeah, I can
different
imagine.
Lifestyle.
It's also because now you're dependent on people finding you, like independent people finding you, or like production houses, instead of just like the company that you work for comes to you like, hey, Sander, we've got another job, this and this and this, and you're doing it. Well, it's really cool to see that you're doing so many great things.
Thanks, man.
So with that, let's start and discuss the first project. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's just watch it, and then we'll discuss everything from prep until the final product.
Yeah, let's go.
De Glenlivet Caribbean Reserve. Schotse single malt whisky met een tropische twist. Drink het puur of maak een cocktail. Proef de tropische tonen van de Glenlivet Caribbean Reserve.
All right, so how did that project come along? How did it end up on your plate?
Well, there's a production company, and they have their clients, their leads. And this client came with a request to the production company to produce a commercial, and they were it's not like a big production company, so they wanted someone who was experienced doing commercials, but also helping them like production wise. What types of people do you need? The crew members, location wise, storyboards, so everything. So that's how it went. They reached out to me, and yes, I like it because it's whiskey.
Yeah.
So that's a vibe already, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a whiskey.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it's you can go like the traditional way of filming a guy in front of a fire with a cigar.
Yeah.
Like an old man, but you can also spice it up and make it a bit more for younger people. So that's why I tried doing this with this concept.
Nice. Yeah. So a little bit of backstory. So this production company wanted someone with experience.
Yeah.
You know, maybe people don't know you, but you've actually worked with, well, probably one of the biggest brands out there, Philips.
I did a lot of things.
Yeah, huge commercials,
yeah.
like massive crews. So that's what they knew, you know, by seeing your stuff on your website. So that's why they asked you to do it.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool, of course.
Yeah, of course.
This is already in your freelance time, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And this was a nice challenge for me. Like the product, but the request was basically a 25-second commercial, and they also would like to have it to put it on social channels and brand content and everything, cut downs. But I thought, okay, maybe it's better to make 2 separate commercials of 15 seconds, and we can focus a bit more on the product for one video, and we can focus more on the lifestyle in the other video. So you can make like separate videos and push them at different times.
How did this start? Like, how many days of pre-production did you have? How many, you know, like you went on a recce. We have a deck with a recce in there as well, which we'll talk about in a bit. But like, what was the pre-production process like? How much work was it, and what were the phases that you went through?
So for me as a director, most of the times I start with, you always need a good briefing from a client. Because in the briefing, if you make a debrief, you can also see, you know, they have like this messaging and the product and call to action, blah, 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 all these marketing stuff. And that of course needs to be in it. That's important to translate as a director visually, but you can also tell a lot with visuals. You know, you don't have to explain everything to a viewer. Yeah, you know, viewers are not stupid. You can tell a lot with the visuals. So for me, it's always a challenge to make it more simple and fun to watch. Yeah. Because when it's nice and fun to watch, then it already helps bringing the message over to the viewer. Maybe unconsciously, but subconsciously. I started with a more of an interpretation of the briefing. Of the script. Why they want a commercial? You know, what is the product all about? What's the vibe? What's the look and feel? Yeah. What's the film style? What's the approach? Casting, everything. So I made a sort of a director's interpretation, and then together with the production company, we started thinking of some concepts.
So if you look at this video as a whole, right, it's super vivid, it's nice, and like the lighting is beautiful. We'll go over that in a bit. But how much did this come from the production company or the agency or the creatives, and how much came from you? Like what was your input in this from this video?
Well, you've got like the pre-production, which is pretty technical of like arranging all the people and stuff, but the first phase is like the creative phase, like the concept phase. That's where I did like a kickoff with the production company, and that's my part.
You basically ping pong ideas over and over.
Yeah, it's like pitching like ideas and concepts and thinking of some nice ideas to pitch. And what we did is we pitched the ideas to the client, and then they picked their favorite one, and then we made it into a script.
Yeah, exactly.
And the script became a storyboard.
Right. Nice bridge to the storyboard, because I know you do a lot of storyboarding. Yeah. For everybody that is watching, check his Instagram out, because he has a lot of the storyboards versus the versus the actual image, you know?
Yeah.
That is, I believe, your your power and Yannick's power, because let's give Yannick a lot of
Yeah, of
credit as well.
course.
So let's quickly watch the commercial again, but then with the storyboards.
Yeah, with the breakdown.
Exactly, because I think that is incredible.
De Glenlivet Caribbean Reserve. Schotse single malt whisky met een tropische twist. Drink het puur of maak een cocktail. Proef de tropische tonen van de Glenlivet Caribbean Reserve.
It's so detailed, right? It's
Yeah.
crazy. So this storyboard gets made whenever the client accepts a concept, right? So the
Yeah.
concept is been pitched and they're happy
Yeah.
with it, and then you are phoning up Unique, which is your visualizer.
Yeah.
You're sitting down with him and you're just dumping your ideas on the table, and he draws it. How does that go? How does it start?
Yeah, well, when I start with the concept, I already have like a shot list in my head, you know, or a script. So most of the time when I think of an idea of a concept, I also try to create a timeline. So just very simple, create a timeline.
Heel simple.
Yeah, real simple, no, but very simple. Just start with a timeline from 0 to like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see, okay, which parts I'm going to communicate what visuals.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got the end, which is one of the most important parts, and the intro. So the intro needs to have like a trigger to the viewer to get them hooked, but also to introduce like the brand or its product. The end has a nice soft landing, like a call to an action. And in the middle part, you've got a lot of action going on, or a story, or like a plot twist or anything.
Yeah.
So the timeline I already have in my head with the concept. I present it to the client, and if they like it, we go over to the storyboard part.
Yeah.
When the storyboard comes in, many people think, "Oh, that's nice for the crew, and it's like a luxury for the DP and the director." But the most important thing to use a storyboard is to get people aligned.
Yeah.
You know, to have the client have the same visual interpretation as me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because if we read a script or we read a book, and we have a different visual
Everybody thinks
interpretation,
different,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So the storyboard is a way to get people on the same page, together on the same page visually, and also within voiceover or with timings or with shots.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason why I always use a storyboard, because I don't want to have any discussions on set. Also not with my DP. Or other crew members.
Yeah.
It's also a way for me to discuss it with the cast, with a model or actor, who also understands what he's playing or what's the vibe, you know?
Yeah.
So that really helps. It helps everyone. So this is, for me, the storyboard is like the most important, I think one of the most important chapters in the whole pipeline of production.
Yeah, I think honestly, if people present something like this to you, as a client, you know, in this stage of the production, you'll get so happy because you'll already kind of see the commercial visually building up without it even being there, you know? So
you can see the movie in advance.
Yeah.
So it's already on paper.
Yeah.
The movie is already there on paper.
Yeah.
So you can also see, also for me as a director, I have something in my head like an idea or like a script, but then when it's storyboard, I also see sometimes like, okay, maybe this shot is too much, or maybe like if you watch at the end, you can see 3 sketches. Here, sketch 1, sketch 2, sketch 3.
Yeah.
This is filmed by Erik Sweers, who is the DOP. He saw these sketches, and then he came up with, why don't we do this in one shot? Like a one-taker.
Yeah.
Because that creates like a soft landing.
Yeah.
Instead of 3 separate shots at the end.
Yeah, so, I mean, because he saw this in advance, he came up with this.
Yeah, so it's still open for creative input.
Yeah,
because also many people think, or a lot of people think, if you have a storyboard, there's no way to have any more creative improvisation on set, or but that's not true, because the base is already there.
Yeah, it's like a foundation, and you can build upon the foundation, right?
Yeah. So what I do before we storyboard it, I make a shot list. That's like so. Like step 1 is the concept. Step 2 is creating a timeline with the shot list, and then step 3 is the storyboard.
Yeah.
So I proposed the shot list to Yannick, who is a buddy of mine. He's a visualizer, and he is a great. Also has a creative mind, so that really helps by getting the best result. And he visualizes the shots with his iPad Pro, and
So cool.
I think he uses Procreate.
Yeah.
It's an app, so he uses different brushes and colors and shading.
I've seen him work. It's
It
amazing. Yeah.
really helps for me. It's really detailed, so that really helps the process.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got the storyboard, right?
Yeah.
Then you go to the location and you'll just check which area of the house, because it was shot in a house, right? It was on location.
Yeah, it was on location. Yeah.
You'll just check which space works, right? And that's where these pictures comes in. Really nice hand modeling.
Yeah. Well, the reason why we chose, so many people also ask me the question, why don't you do it in the studio? Because you have more control on lighting.
Yeah.
There's more like, I don't know, like more space, and you can like create everything. But to me, I choose to do this on a location because it has more authenticity.
Yeah.
You know, it's already alive.
Yeah,
It's
for
a
sure.
house,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and it's not like a big Bacardi party going outside, but it's with this whiskey you can also make cocktails, and the target audience is like around 35 plus, so a house will be nice, like a house party.
Exactly.
So this was the recce, and what we did on the recce is not only checking if we like the place visually, but it's also pretty technical. So me and the DOP checked all the locations where we would film each shot, which is what's the best place to, because of the background, but also lighting wise. So here you can see the windows outside, where we still have a lot of depth of field with the kitchen, and this is where the drinks were made. The introduction with the bottle is also a different place. Then we also have the garden. So we have many options to choose to still, to use the location as best as possible.
I mean, I cannot even. I mean, I've done a lot of recce's myself, but it's like if I see this, it's so much nicer because you have the visual of the storyboard already. So
that really helps.
Yeah, you have sort of a guideline of something that you're searching for. So you've got the nice top-down shot, the squeeze.
Yeah, the squeeze with the crash zooms. We have the toasting. So we try to find the best spot for mainly the background, the props, and the lighting wise. That's what we did with the recce.
All right, so we're going over the lighting plan now because that's also very interesting. Did Erik make this, or?
Yeah, Erik, the DOP, Erik Swiers made the light plan. So for me, I'm not like looking really technical to it. I'm not like, okay, why do you use this type of lamp, or or why don't you use a sky panel or anything? No, I don't look at it like that. I trust him and his experience with that. But I brief him lighting-wise, specifically with the mood I would like to see. So as a director, for me, light creates depth, but it creates a mood with the color of lighting. So we had a sunset vibe, but to me, most important, light gives like a sense of meaning to your image. So that's really important for me. So what kind of meaning do I would like to give to my image?
You know, most people look at this and they're like, what the, you know, but it's nice because for him and for his team, they'll see this diagram and they know exactly what's up.
So that also helps because we've had like 2 split days, which means we had to shoot. We start in the afternoon and shoot till the end of the evening, so before midnight. And we have a lot of cast. We had the guy who is in the video is Douwe Bob, who is a singer. So he's not
festival guy.
Yeah, he's not like an actor, but he's like a character, like a rock and roll dude. So we have a lot of shots. So it was really, really had to prep the whole thing, also technically, to shoot it in those 10 hours.
Yeah, because I can imagine if you have all this prepped, you know, like pretty much all the shots out there are being storyboarded, there's a lighting diagram for it, so it saves a lot of time on set because everybody knows what's up at what time.
Everybody knows
right?
what to do, and everybody knows what I want. So that really helps. And that really helps. And then there's enough space for extra creative input.
Yeah.
So I'm always open to for more input or creative extras or extra B-roll or shots, because the foundation is already there.
Yeah.
So creatively, but also technically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The last thing on prep, which I saw here, was the shooting schedule.
Yeah.
Just briefly going over this one as well. Who made this? Because I think...
Yeah, that's Ron Groenewoud. That's my first AD.
All right. So he basically took all the shots and all your... like the whole structure of the film, broke it up into logical pieces to shoot on which moment of the day, right? How does that go?
So here he started with close-ups of the drinks, like so. This is like a crash zoom, and then we have three top shots.
Yeah.
So the good thing is, camera and light-wise, it's still like in the same position, but it's a different underground, or it has a different hand or anything. But so we really we started focusing more on the drinks. It's a nice beginning, because if you start immediately with a model or an actor, then people are really like watching it. So is this the vibe I would like to have, or is this the expression? And then it takes a lot of time. So it's better to start with, I don't know, maybe start more with like the small things, or also a lot of times to start with the pack shot.
Yeah.
Because it's important, but it's also a nice way to kick off.
Yeah. So how, like, he did all this stuff by himself, or did you guys sort of have a conversation about it?
So I brief him the storyboard, the way how I see the film. Yeah. Also with timings, and also with more about details, you know. How long the shot will be, or what will be the action or the position. He was also there in the recce.
Okay.
So he also knows where we are doing the shots.
Exactly.
But he's also looking at with a production eye to it. Yeah. So where do I need to place like the client monitor and the actors and everything? And he also is responsible for getting the actors on time. Yeah. So everybody, like the camera and light department is ready, and then the actor also needs to be ready.
Yeah. So the first assistant director, this is what his title is, right? Like, he is kind of the bridge between the whole production side of the product, you know, the film, and you. Yeah. Kind of,
well,
like
basically, he's like the bridge between the whole execution of the shoot and me creatively. So
exactly, yeah. So you don't have to do anything regarding time. He's just tapping you on the shoulder like, man, you've got 10 more minutes.
Yeah, because for me, the thing is, there's a lot of pressure on it. You're like the captain of the ship. Yeah. So, you only have this time to shoot it. And so it helps me to really keep focusing on the film I see. And then I have like more space in my head to share my vision. Also to talk with my DOP or about the shot, or also to direct the cast or the models. And he's like the bridge between the whole production side and the shoot, and between the creative side I have.
Let's hop over to some behind the scenes images, because that's also a lot of fun. Let's just briefly talk about what's happening in the shots, right? Let's start with the videos. So what we see is a probe lens, I guess, right? Yeah. So it creates a very interesting way of pulling through glasses and stuff. See a lot of haze, creates a mood, you know?
Creates a vibe.
Creates a nice vibe. And
it also creates some depth.
Yeah, exactly. What else happens in this shot?
Well, it's basically a pretty difficult shot, because we start on the neat whiskey. So this is the moment we had the product review. We saw the bottle. We get the vibe. The party's getting started. Now you want to see the variations, because with the whiskey you also can make some nice cocktails.
Yeah.
But the hero is the neat glass of whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
So we started on the whiskey, the neat whiskey. So with the bottle, so like pouring it in, and then we reveal more options or more like cocktails or way to drink the whiskey. And but it's a pretty technical, difficult
choreography.
That's
a difficult word.
Choreography. Yeah, because it's like now and then. Like we have like the grip. We have the prop lens who is like riding backwards, and then everybody needs to do exactly at the same time an action.
Yeah.
So pouring a drink or grabbing the glass or adding a touch of lemon. So
how many times did you do this?
A lot of times. I think like 20 times.
20 times?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow. Right, next one. Nice. So that's your first AD, right, Ron?
Yeah.
He's doing the ice cubes.
He's dropping some fake ice cubes. And there we have Peter van Vught, who's the gripper. And there we have Erik Sweers, my DOP. And on the right we have Wiegert de Vries, who is the gaffer.
All right, nice.
But this was a pretty DIY way to drop the ice, because many food stylists have like some tools to really drop it. But we didn't have the time for that on location. Yeah. So
2 pieces of cardboard.
Two pieces of cardboard. Sometimes you need to be
creative.
Yeah,
nice.
For me as a director, it's not always about the gear, but you've got like the technical quality, which is really important.
Yeah,
that's with the equipment, with the people you work with, with the models, with the location.
Yeah,
but you also have the creative quality, and the creative quality is by thinking of creative framings and shots that really work and help the story to tell.
Yeah.
So. That probe shot is perfect for like small objects like ice cubes or like going through glasses.
Yeah.
The ingénieur we used for like crescents, like on toasting or like the garnishing.
Yeah.
And then we also have the Leicas, which are more like
beauty shots.
Yeah, beauty shots, overall, like the cinematic ones. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Here you've got this is the same shot that we just saw, right? Like the.
Yep. Yeah, there's the backlight with how do you call it? Like the
CTO. I guess.
CTO. We've got a very nice table with a nice structure in it. We've got some food. We've got some drinks. We've got some people in the back. So there's a lot of
things going on.
Things are going on, and people always, of course, you see it's like 2 or 3 seconds. But it's not about the time, It's
extremely important, 2 or 3 seconds. Yeah.
It's about the image and what happens in it and the quality.
You use a lot of music during the shoot, right?
Yeah.
You put on a nice tune, just get the vibe going.
Why not? Everybody likes music.
Yeah. It's funny because I've not seen a lot of directors do that,
Yeah.
But I can imagine how much nicer it is to have a nice tune playing. If there's no sound, then...
Yeah, so for me, there are a couple of things really important on set to create a nice atmosphere. Because I believe when it's a nice atmosphere and it's a good, positive energy, everybody is happy, then I think everybody will then deliver the best result.
Yeah.
So what I do when I was a filmmaker, so when I was shooting, I saw some directors, and don't get me wrong, everybody has a different way of directing.
Yeah.
But some traditional directors are like sitting on their chair and they're like watching. It's like completely silence, and then he's like saying, "Okay, another one," or "I don't like this," or "Not." I don't know. It's like it's a shoot. We're making videos.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing to do. It's creative. It's a nice day. Just have fun.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a PA...
We're not saving lives, There are many... There's so much negative things happening in the world. So we are shooting. It's a great job. It's awesome. It's creative. You get to work with many different people. You get to know many people. You're getting paid. So... yeah, why not create a nice atmosphere? So of course we had the whiskey and the Caribbean vibe. So why not dropping a tune?
Yeah.
But it really helps. So I use music. Of course, I've got an own monitor, but also I have like a small HD monitor. So to be more in the circle with the DP and the model, because we can do like 20 or 30 takes. Yeah. But you also need to explain why you want something different.
Yeah. So you actually just prefer staying as close as possible instead of in Video Village somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
In the back of the room.
Yeah, I like to be more in the circle of the action.
Yeah.
And I think, it also helps the getting the shot,
Yeah.
You will explain it, what you want, how do you see it. Maybe you can also do a rehearsal, put some nice music on, creating a nice atmosphere. Those things are really important on a set.
We'll move over to something completely different. In my opinion. I mean, this is like Caribbean vibes and very bright and happy.
Yeah, a different vibe, definitely.
Yeah. So now we're moving on to the Sun Shower. This is a commercial you did for Sun Shower? That's the brand, right? Yeah.
That's the brand, yeah.
So, let's watch it first.
Cool.
And then we'll discuss everything about it.
Zonlicht is onmisbaar. Voor vitamine D-aanmaak, verbeterde weerstand en meer energie. Ontdek een unieke douchebeleving met zonlicht en infrarood. Dat verwarmt, ontspant en pijnlijke spieren verzacht. Sun Shower. Feel what light can do.
All right, so how did this project come about? How did it start?
Well, at that time I was still working for a production company, and there was an agency who had a concept for Sun Shower.
Yeah. Was this a new brand? Is it like a startup, or is it?
No. It's already existing, but this was, I think, the second time they went on television.
Okay.
So the first time they had a commercial was really like a bit more, because it's a light product, but it's more of like a wellness product,
A luxury product as
well.
A
luxury product. Yeah. You have it in your shower. You've got the blue AV.
Pretty luxury, I guess.
Pretty luxury, yeah.
Don't compare it to my shower at home. It's like falling apart.
I don't wake up with that light product in my shower, but it has like a UV daylight to wake up. And you also have like the red infrared light for the sore muscles, or like to really relax on the shower. So it's a luxury wellness product.
Yeah.
The first commercial they had was really about explaining the product.
Yeah.
With
an explainer commercial.
Exactly. A lot of clients, because it's their world and they have like the clients, they would like to explain their product. But for us, or for me as a director, it's a way to explain it through the visuals and not talk too much, or not too many numbers or supers or
boring.
titles. Yeah. It's just like a vibe, like experience. So it is, the agency came with the concept, but how are you going to explain this? For the client, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. Yeah. Because you need to produce the whole thing. You have an agency, and you also need to air it on television or on YouTube or paid media or socials, and that is a lot of money.
It's not only the production cost, but it's also like the whole marketing funnel that comes after.
Yeah. And to them, it's not like their daily business.
Yeah.
So the agency came up with a concept, but they were really a bit skeptical because it became really creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the freedom of film, that's the creative side and not the explanation vibe.
I can imagine,
The first plan was to shoot this in a showroom with a bathroom, which is recognizable for the viewer.
Yeah.
And with a 50+ model, because that's the target audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I came in.
Came kicking in, like...
Yeah, I was like... So, I was a bit stubborn, because it's not like that I don't want to make this, but I saw a lot of chances, I saw a lot of chances to create this moody, beauty vibe with a nice model, but really aesthetic.
Yeah,
And
like a luxury vibe as well. If you see the video, it's like it shows luxury.
Yeah, and again, it's like with the Caribbean, it's like it's a vibe, you know. You don't buy the product, you buy the experience.
Yeah.
So, and you would like to translate that experience visually, and then people are getting hooked.
Yeah.
Maybe to buy it, or I don't know, but it's also a way to represent the brand.
Yeah.
You know, you buying quality. So, to me, there were this many red flags I had because you can choose one way to shoot it. Like, okay, target audience like 50 plus, so we need a 50 plus model. Shoot it in a bathroom with daylight, and this is the product. But what we did is this: it's a light product. It contains blue AV light and red infrared light. So we were seeing many chances to use the product, the light of the product, to really make it aesthetic.
Yeah.
You know, to sell it by itself. So what we did is, why don't you make it dark? If you make it dark in a dark, abstract bathroom, then you can use the light of the product to separate it from anything, because your focus is going to this light, so that's the product.
Yeah.
But you don't want to push it to the viewer, like buy this product or anything. You want to sell the experience.
Yeah.
So that's why we added a model. You know, of course, it's a shower. She's naked, but it's really like it's all about the beauty.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about the beauty and the experience of the product.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see too much of the body. I mean, it's like the contours you see, but it's like you're drawn into the light more because it's so.
Yeah.
It's
so she's
powerful,
more of a
right?
silhouette.
Exactly. Yeah.
A silhouette, which is also still mysterious. I think nobody has this type of bathroom, but it doesn't matter. It's about the experience, you know.
Yeah.
People need to be triggered, and then they will decide if they go to the website or a store to check out the product.
The whole funnel needs to be there, right? It's like the commercial needs to work and trigger the audience. The people need to be triggered enough to go to the website. But if the website sucks, then stuff, won't happen. But everything needs to be in order. But it's like
a journey.
It starts, of course, with the ad, right?
Yeah.
So was this shot in a house or?
No, we did this in the studio. The reason why we did this in the studio is a funny story. The first reason why you would like to shoot this in a studio is because you have more control on the lights, you know, and especially on the product.
Yeah.
So in first case, we were still at that first concept.
Yeah.
Then I thought, okay, we need to be smart and need to show them how we would like to see it, because they couldn't visualize the setup, the setting.
Yeah.
So what we did, we were in the studio, we grabbed some walls.
Yeah, concrete.
A concrete wall,
walls,
so it's a fake concrete wall. We switched the lights off. We added some haze. The product, we destroyed the whole product and switched the lights with Astera tubes.
Yeah.
So at the back there,
welcome in film. Huh?
Yeah, those are Asteras. And then it was a bit of a risk, because to me as a director, I was really stubborn, because I saw so many chances. So what we did is we created the setting, then we had the PPM, the pre-production meeting with the client. They were still thinking, we're going to shoot this with a 50 plus model on a location.
Oh shit.
So then I said, we're going to do that. But let's go over it. It was not like the PPM, but I think the pre-PPM. So, we were still a bit in the concept phase. And then we've walked to the studio. So I invited them to the studios.
Yeah.
And I showed them the monitor with the camera on the product. There was an intern girl in front of the product with clothes on. And then the client was like, now I get the vibe. Yeah. Now I understand it.
Yeah.
Because it's like abstract.
Can you imagine if you chose not to spend the time and build this, a whole setup? It would be pretty much impossible to get them on board, right? It's like
Yeah, as a director, you need to go really far
to get your way.
Yeah.
Cool. So then shooting started, and I guess I mean, it's not necessarily very difficult in location-wise because it's pretty much all shot in one area. So,
Yeah.
How long was the shoot day itself?
A normal 10-hour shoot day. So of course we pre-light a day before.
Yeah.
We've got the product. We switch it, replaced it with Astera tubes with a Contralux light switch. Then we also added, I think, some Kino Selects and Sky panels to create a complementary color with the blue. So yeah, we've got like the pre-light day, which is really technical. And then we got the shoot day with the model. And that was like a 10-hour day.
Yeah.
But I think the model was under the shower for like 5-6 hours.
Like wrinkling hands.
Yeah, but of course with stops.
Yeah.
So you also need to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
You can't put a person so long under a shower. It's nice to watch, but it's not the best advice.
Yeah.
Also because of the skin, of course.
Yeah.
And the red eyes, eyes are getting red and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was basically the day. So we were really, really prepped, with a storyboard. Everything was ready to shoot. This is the only vibe, like the dark, moody vibe.
Yeah.
So that's how it went.
Nice. And then during editing, because I mean, there is a moment in the edit where there's this switch, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a very important.
This is like this is the key visual. Bang. That's the key visual.
I guess so. The blue light's coming out of here, right? And then you have like a sky panel or something that is lighting up the background.
This is sort of a top backlight.
And then right here, boom, you've got the main light source, which is the Astera tubes. But then in the right corner, you've got another light sort of painting in the picture, right? It's
I don't know the type of the light, but it's like a sort of a Misa.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like sort of that was more pointed towards the camera.
Yeah.
To create a sort of a nice flare.
Exactly.
Because it's also orange. It's a different color.
And otherwise, this whole right side of the frame would be dark.
Yep.
Right. So it's interesting how you use the lights to fill in the frame and to really paint with colors basically. So it's really cool.
So during the preparation, we also added some lights, but of course it's a dark, moody vibe. So you need to be really. I really like this pose because she's really good. Everybody is when people are showering.
Yeah.
Everybody stands like this under the shower and it's like drop. But if you need to
be elegant, right?
You need to be elegant. It needs to be beauty. So you need to move a bit in a way, but not too much. It's not like you're dancing under a shower.
Yeah.
So the way of her cheek and the way of her looking creates a really nice shape in the image. The cool thing is it's also nice to share. A shower is in 90% of the times in a corner.
Yeah.
Which is not the best spot for a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Because it's flat, you've got a wall.
Yeah.
And you only can shoot it like this way or like this way.
Yeah.
That's it. So what we did is we create like a center where she is positioned.
Yeah.
And then you can shoot it in a 180. Also, the whole movement of the model is also really important. So sometimes she's moving towards the camera.
Yeah.
But also sometimes towards the light.
Yeah.
But you don't want to have her look straight into the light. So it's really about positioning carefully how she moves. And in that way, you can create like a silhouette, but you can also create like a shot like this.
Yeah. I think the whole story of this project is so interesting because it started out as something completely different.
Yeah.
And you went through...
Yeah, bro, I was scared, man.
you were
with all due respect, but shooting in broad daylight with a 50-plus model in like a corner in a shower isn't that sexy for film.
No.
Or isn't that creative. So, but it's realistic, but it's not, you can use the freedom of filmmaking to also create an experience towards the viewer.
And I think filmmaking, the beauty of filmmaking is that you can sort of change reality in such a way that that it's not technically reality, but it feels like it is, right? You can
every
Yeah.
viewer has an imagination.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's all about imagination. It's making a representation of the brand,
Yeah.
but also a way to show the product in a beautiful way.
Yeah. So let's finish the conversation up with like a goal for yourself. Like, I mean, you went freelance a couple months ago. That was a big step.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to be involved in that step, you know, like talking about it with you.
Yeah.
So what are your goals? Like, what is something you would love to do in 10 years time, 5 years time? Is Hollywood the next step? Or
No,
feature
that's-
films or like fiction or
No, not yet. I really enjoy the whole journey and the whole experience of like creating these type of videos.
Yeah.
And making this work. So I'm now in this position. I'm really now like meeting new people, meeting new production companies, agencies. So I really like that.
Yeah.
For me, a goal is as a director is maybe to focus more on like projects like food, which is really complex
Yeah.
to make.
Yeah.
It's also a category which I haven't really done much yet.
Okay, so it's like a challenge.
It's a challenge. Yeah, I see a challenge, and maybe it doesn't work, or it's not for me, or I don't know. But it's still, you know, I'm 31, so yeah, there's a whole. I think I'm still a bit at the start.
Broekie.
Rookie.
Broekie rookie.
Yeah. No, but yeah, that's. I think that's a goal. It's a long journey to get there.
Yeah.
But if you focus on doing that. You know, if you really focus on, I would like to do that, try to act like that.
Yeah.
You know, of course, it takes a lot of hard work, discipline, consistency.
Yep.
But one time you will get the chance to do it or to experience it.
Yeah.
And
You've been working on it for 10 years, right?
Yeah, more than 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just important to know 10 years is a long time, right?
10 years is a long time, and maybe people do it really faster, or like they go to film school and then they
but
become
everybody has his own
become director. But
everybody has their own way of doing things, but it's like, I mean, it doesn't matter how you do it. I mean, you're doing it now, right?
Yeah.
You're doing dope things, right? And now as a freelancer with a lot of different people instead of that one production company. So I think that's a really nice thing. But yeah, just work hard for it.
Just just do it, and believe in yourself. And yeah, these are all cliches, but it's the truth.
It's the truth.
And don't think about it too much. Just start doing it.
Yeah.
And also start to propose things, you know, you would like to do.
Yeah.
You know, or pitch, or start making passion videos, or
that's a very good thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just if you want to do something, if you want to shoot a commercial for Nike one day, grab a pair of Nikes.
I don't know, make a spec ad for Nike.
Exactly, yeah. All right, man. That's it.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for
a lot,
having
dude.
me.